Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Tiffany from TV Butter. So today's video, I'm so excited because I know it's been a long time since I make a junk journal. I feel like it's been like half year or so. And it's just because I just needed a break. I was a little bit exhausted to accept custom orders basically. So I told myself I need a break, so I had a break. Now I'm back. But this time, instead of making a traveler's notebook insert, I have something more exciting. And this is a little golden book junk journal. So I don't remember when, long time ago, I watched Johanna's The Little Golden Book junk journal, her new release or anything about the Little Golden Book. I was obsessed with it. But back then, I didn't know how to make a junk journal, so I prepared it for a long time. I watched tons of videos how to make a hardcover notebook, and I tried to design my own, covers, and I tried to jot down notes of the materials that I like, and it took so long to prepare everything that I need for a hardcover junk journal, because at the beginning, you're kind of like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know what I need to buy. I don't know what style that I like. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my new hardcover Little Golden Book junk journal. And then I'm going to talk about, oh, by the way, this video is gonna be a long video. So, and you know my type, I like long videos. And since I talk, I like to chit chat with you all. I'm gonna go through the majority of you can see here, the materials that I used to make this junk journal. I'm so sorry, I know I promised to make a video of the process of making this junk journal, but this is the first one that I've ever tried. I didn't just feel confident to show you all. What if I made mistake? What if, I didn't do the right thing? So yeah, I decided I would just, do it on my own, and after I feel more confident, I will definitely film a video about that. And it turns out I did make tons of mistakes, honestly, and the cover is kind of like what I want, but it's kind of like not. I will tell you why later on. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the materials that I use for this specific junk journal, and I'm going to share some tips and tricks, like do's or don'ts, that kind of thing. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So first, let me just share this junk journal with you. So this is the Heidi. I hope I pronounce it right, because this is apparently is a French name. So this is one of the Little Golden Book, and as soon as I saw the cover, the illustration, the style, I know this book is gonna be my first hardcover junk journal. I just absolutely love it. I think they're so adorable. Animals, nature, flowers, this little boy and this little girl, and everything seems perfect. So right away, I decided I'm going to make a journal with this cover. So it turns out I have it now. So like I said, this is a hardcover junk journal, and I have the binding, this, and then this is the back. I keep the cover, the back, the front cover, the back cover, and most of the pages in here, because I know that I'm going to use some of the pages to actually do the journaling, so I keep that aside. But I do use 2 or 3 pages here. So yeah. Anyway, the binding, the inside I have, On the binding, I have an eyelet, but I keep it this way because I haven't figured out what I want, like the beads and little charms. I haven't decided yet, so I leave it blank, but later on I will add more on the binding. And then I just painted because I think the cover is like kind of like sky blue, blue or green theme, and this girl has this blonde hair and some yellow flowers, so I decided for the binding I will go blue, but instead of sky blue I will do a deep blue, and then I embossed it with some gold paint, and yeah, that's how it looks. That's how it turns out. And I did make a frame out of some paint, and then I do more embossing in the corner. I'm not sure if you can see here, and I sealed it with Mod Podge, which I will share with you later on with my material list. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I really like it. I like the kind of like matte finish, but with a little, you know, gold reflection. I really like the combination. So this book has 7 signatures. Each signature approximately has 8 to 10 pages. I mean, of course, it's folded. After folded, it has 8 to 10. I don't want to make it too chunky because I bought Johanna's journal before, and I know that I'm going to put so many packagings, photos, stickers and papers, everything. I will just throw in here. So this time I learned my lesson. I will make it a little bit slim so I can throw more things in here. So yeah, basically this journal is greatly inspired by Johanna. If you don't know her, I highly recommend you check her out. I mean, of course you know her already. I will link her video down below. I will link her shop down below, and as well as Instagram down below. So yeah, make sure you check her out. She is awesome. And I also inspired by Nik. I've learned so many skills and tips and tricks from her teachable lessons. I had, you know, 1 or 2 lessons that I got from her. I bought them online, so don't get me wrong. So yeah, just thank you so much, Nik and Johanna. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. And I also get so much inspiration from Gayle. I will also link her video down below and YouTube channel down below. She is so generous to share all the bindings, tips, how-to videos on her YouTube channel. And yeah, she's awesome. And yeah, I will link everyone down below. So check my description box. Anyway, let's just jump right into it, can we? So like I said, this is a vintage, did I say it? A vintage children book, kind of like journal. So I put a lot of vintage children book pages in here, and also scrapbook papers, vintage book pages, ledger paper, just regular notebook paper, anything that I collect along the year. I will just tuck them all in here because this is going to be my favorite junk journal. Not favorite, but my first junk journal. Of course, I'm gonna throw everything that I like the most in this junk journal. So when you open it up, I keep the inside cover as it is because it has this note about this little golden book belongs to. I'm going to finally write my name. I'm getting more excited anyway. So yeah, I leave it blank. I do love the illustrations and everything, so that's that. And on the back cover, I still leave it blank as well. I just think it's just so cute. So as you can see, I have this fabric binding here. It's all glued down, it's all secure and neat, and I just think the fabric, the theme and the color is It's just meant for this book. Look at that. Look at those, you know, green, yellowish, and look at the cover. Oh my god, they match. I mean, for me, they really matched with each other. So I chose this fabric for my binding. So let's do a flip through. In this book, I keep it really minimalist. So I do have some children book pages and more fabric of the same patterns. And then this is scrapbook paper. I just tuck in a play card in the corner. I really adore this deer. And then more children book. And I do have some punch, like edge punch here. I'm not sure how to say that word, but you know the idea. It's from Martha's store. I do have some punches along the edge. I just absolutely adore this vintage book. It's from France. It's in French, so I don't know what they talk about, but basically is teaching children A, B, C, D, you know, 26 alphabet. So with different illustration, I really love this illustration. So I kept them all for my personal journal. But if you like the similar, you know, type illustration, you can check my Etsy. I do have some digital files on my Etsy. But anyway, I have more children book. I believe this one is the Ugly Duckling, but let's make sure. Some ledger paper, some vintage page. So I have an envelope here. So inside the envelope, I have some play cards. Oh, adorable, how adorable. This one is, oh, sorry. This one is crepe. And then I have some library card. I have some, oh, I have this adorable, just random card, which you can pull out like this. Oh my god, it's just so cute. So on the back, you can write something down, but I'm not going to. But maybe when I journal, I will. But yeah, they're just too adorable. And as you can see, the first mistake I made apparently is I didn't line it up. So this envelope is a little bit, you can see from the top, is a little bit, you know, hanging out. So yeah, I didn't really line up it well. So lesson learned. Next time I will take extra cares about it. So yeah, I just make out from random scrapbook papers, and yeah, more other ledger papers and more children books and scrapbook paper. In the corner I have another edge punch and more fabric, children book. So this is my first signature and this is my second. I try to keep the similar colors. As you can see, it's all blue and green and, you know, wood color, neutral colors. I really like this book. More scrapbook paper, and this is the book page from Heidi. I just adore this, so I tuck it in here. You know, I can't stand white background, so I had to, you know, do something. More different size of scrapbook. This one is from Tim Holtz, and I have another adorable vintage card. This is just a little girl on jest, and once you pull it out, it looks like that. Not sure if you can see it, but yeah, this little girl remind me of the Snow White, you know, a girl with pretty dress and a bird. So yeah, just remind me of her, so I just tuck it in here. And then more grid pages, I just tuck in another little fox cards in the corner. Beautiful illustration. More children book, more random, you know, papers, office papers, random book pages, and a little fold out. And the other side of the scrapbook, and I did tuck in more what is it called, like word card or something, the cards that you learn word. And scrapbook paper, children book. So this is my second signature, and this is my third. More similar, because this one has more green, so I decided I will go with green. So this is some green scrapbook paper. At the back is the cover of the of this children book, which is Heidi, and it has the original story by Johanna. I'm not so sure, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see more children book page, more ugly ducking pages with illustration. Oh my god, this page is like super fragile. It must be like a long time. I just love the original yellowish and the old, you know, old looking of it. I just love it. And more smaller pages, so I can tuck in photos or so. And in the center, I do have a little smaller children book page. Ugh, I just love this, so adorable. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, see this, the ugly ducking. So yeah, that's the story. I'm gonna go faster. This is G with the letter, you know, the letter G, and this is with the letter H. I believe is hockey. And then this. In here, I just tuck in a little, you know, baby's card, which I can also journal on. And this is the back of it. So this is my third signature, my fourth. More greenish color tone, so I chose this one. More little ducks card. More vintage book page, line paper, botanical pages, beautiful, beautiful illustration. I did tuck in some coffee dye vellum papers in the center. Oh, this one is chasing paper from a long time ago. I haven't coffee dye for a while because I don't have my coffee maker still. So I'm just waiting and waiting. Anyway, more illustration papers, more beautiful children book pages, scrapbook paper, and next is this big D letter book page. I just adore this little girl. Rabbit, and more ledger paper, scrapbook paper. I just tuck in this huge illustration cards in here. I just love this three little kit. Some volume ledger paper, I believe. It has some great patterns in here. I just love when I fold it over or you can see through what's going on next. I just like the effect. More children book, more scrapbook paper, sketch paper, scrapbook paper, another baby card that I adore, and more children book. So in the center, I have this big children book that I just love this image so much. So I put it in the center so I can see the whole image. And more book pages. Oh, how adorable. More cards at the back, sketch pages, another side of the volume paper. And I have some corner punch here. More corner punch here, more children book page, and then I tuck in another children book, more scrapbook paper, more illustration, music sheet paper, and another children book. I love the little doggies in here. More folders. So this one actually I think I trim it off from a folders, and it has this little tab. I just think it's so adorable, so I just tuck it in here. So this book page actually is from Heidi. More volume paper. It's just transparent. I love it. More Heidi pages in the center. More different sizes of different types of papers. And I have another those cards which you can pull out. But this one you're gonna pull out like this. Oh my god, I just think it's so adorable. Now most of the cards they make out of made from a machine. It's really hard to see something like this. Maybe they make it with the scissor, a pair of scissors, you know. I just think it's just all handmade stuff. They're so valuable. Anyway, more music pages. Another card in the corner, more corner punch here, and this is my last picture. I just chose the color blue And I have another piece of fabric, this one with stars, some ledger paper, some Heidi pages, sketch page, flip pages, children's book illustration. In the center, I have another piece of coffee dye paper, and this is another phone call book page, I think. Yeah, just like this. As you can see, I didn't decorate it at all because I want to leave all the pages for the future Tiffany, you know, for the future me, where I can journal, where I can tuck in photos, pages with all those beautiful, beautiful illustrated backgrounds. You don't need to worry about, oh, what I'm gonna put in here, because all the beautiful book pages is already a background. That's why I love children's book. I love all the scrapbook pages. So yeah, this is my first hardcover journal, and I'm going to film a lot, I promise, a lot of journal with me video. But you know, my life is not that exciting. I don't always go out because I still have my daytime job 5 days a week. So my husband and I are only going out on the weekends every single week. So yeah, I will try to document more, and I will try to take more photos because I'm not a cell phone type of person. I don't take photos on anything, but I will try to do it more so I can have photos and interesting stuff to put it in this journal. So next, let's talk about how I make this journal. So I have all the, most of the materials here, which I'm going to show you one by one. But first, I'm going to talk about how let me move it in the center, how I prepare. So like I said, I have a notebook. This one is basically for my social media, that kind of thing. But I decided to use this notebook to jot down all the inspirations and ideas, and you know, just things like that. So I decide my cover. Basically, I didn't decide my cover. It just, you know, is the cover of a little golden book. But I do have some you know, ideas here and there, how to make a journal, like the measurement and everything, my theme color for the binding, for the covers and beadings, and what kind of binding I'm going to use. Am I going to use the tape, or I'm going to use cloth or canvas, leather, canvas fabric, you know, different kind of binding material. Am I going to use bookboard, or am I going to use chipboard? That is different. Bookboard is, I believe, is thicker. And I have more measurements in here, and I have all the template instructions, how to tuck in your signature, how to glue it down. And for each signature, what I'm going to use coffee dye paper, scrapbook paper, and what's the color theme, how many pages I want, and I need a fold out, or I need to put a pocket, you know, that kind of stuff. You have to have a plan before you actually start to make a journal, because these give you an overlook of the journal. You know what you are doing, you know what you're going to do. I really think this is very important. And I do have, I think this one is my main book for this journal anyway. So I have my material list, I have the list that I need to get, the materials that I need to get from Michael's, from Walmart's. I do tons of research where I can get those material, because I'm not living in the US, I'm living in Canada, so something is different always. And some ideas, decoration ideas and things like that. So I really do a lot of research on that, and I did a little bit research on my project, and this is the cover. So always you can draw it down, you can make a little, you know, rough job, what's it called, like draft, and yeah, see if you like it eventually. And the next thing is what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do, and how long I need to make this junk journal. Eventually, I finished this junk journal within a day. I'm very proud of myself. I just spent the whole day not eating, kidding, not going out, but to make this junk journal. So it did take some of my time, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, organize ephemera, things like that. So you gotta know what kind of paper, what kind of theme, what's the color theme that you are going to use. So apparently in this journal, my theme is pretty much like green and blue, or maybe a little bit yellow, because the cover is green, blue, and a little bit yellow. And of course brown and white, those are more nurture colors, which I don't really worry about. But my main color, I believe, is green and blue. Green and blue, yeah. So that's why my binding, I use green and blue. But eventually, my green just faded away after I painted blue. So I just painted blue. Anyway, so that's kind of like my trick. You're gonna know what you're gonna do. You're gonna know how big the cover is, because your insert must be smaller than your cover, just by a little bit. So basically, let me just measure my cover. So my cover is 6.25 20 6.2 by 7.75, I believe. I don't know. I'm not good at measuring anyway. So my insert is a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower. I mean it just by less than 1/4 inch narrower, and then less than a 0.50 inches shorter. So you don't have all the insert hanging out or really crowded or anything. So make sure you do the right measurement, because I did screw up a little bit on the binding measurement and my stitching measurement, because I need a template basically for my binding. I got the template from the Nik the Booksmith tutorial. I printed out, and finally I realized it's not the same size, so I have to do it all over again. You just need to know all the measurements before you actually start to make this junk journal. So coming to the material, of course you need a ruler, of course you need a pair of scissors, and of course you need an awl. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if you pronounce it right, but this one is kind of like a hole puncher, you know what I mean. A pair of scissors that can cut fabrics, and yeah, that's it. A lot of people ask me where I get my scissors. It's from Michael's, but make sure you get it on sale, because this one I believe is like 40 something, 48 Canadian dollars. So I did get it on sale. It's 50% off. It's still pretty expensive for a pair of scissors, but it's really good quality. And of course I like the look of it. I got this from Michael's as well. It's very cheap, like $3. Some wood rulers from Artist Loft, and also you need some brushes to brush all the paint on the binder. And of course you need a fabric cutter. I'm not sure if that's the name, but this one is from Fix Cars. Yeah, it does the job. And of course you need some fabrics. This one is a vintage fabric that I got off Etsy, I believe. And yeah, I just pull out a bunch of fabrics, and then I put it aside my junk journal cover, see which one I like. Eventually I chose this one. And you need some canvas fabric for the binding. You can also use book binding tape, which I will use book binding tape for my next journal because I think that one is more, the binding tape is more easier to catch the paint. If you choose to use a fabric, you have to be aware of the fact that you're gonna use tons of paint on the fabric because it just, you know, suck up. it's just catch the paint right away, and you gotta keep doing it until you don't see any, you know, any white fabric showing through on the binding. So eventually I have this effect. I don't see any, you know, white fabric showing through, but I do see a little bit from the edge here because this fabric is thick. So when I put it here, it just increased a little bit of the thickness, and it's really hard for me to color it without damaging my cover. So ended up, I just try my best to cover it up, but I still have a little bit showing through. But I don't really mind. It's a journal. It's supposed to be, you know, imperfect. It's supposed to have some flaws, and I love those flaws. It just make this journal more journal, you know. It has the handmade feeling of it. But anyway, I use canvas for the binding, and glue wise I use fabric tack, and for the finishing I use this Mod Podge. This is the matte water-based sealer glue and finish isolate. But anyway, I use it to, after all the painting and everything, I use it to seal it up. I sealed up the front cover and the back cover, and it has this little matte look of it, and you know you are not gonna hurt your cover anymore. Your cover is well protected. And I just got it from Michael's. I got everything from Michael's basically. So the paint that I'm using is from Golden. This one is the normal acrylic paint, and then this is the art. Let's see, my art. I don't know. This one is the gold shimmy finish that I have. As you can see on the binding, I must seal it right because I don't want it to dry out on the binding here. So as you can see, I make another mistake again because I honestly didn't want to paint it so heavily, you know. I just want a little touch of it, but I make a mistake in the corner here, I make another mistake in the corner here. I mean, this one is acceptable, but this one is just like a chunk of gold paint. But you know, it happens and I like it. But yeah, I just use this. This one is acrylic paint as well, but it's in gold. I use it to kind of like finish the covers, finish the binding. So I use this one for that. Last but not least, I use the Recollections embossing powder for the corner here. For the embossing, for the stamping, I use this Tim Holtz Tonic Studios ink pack, ink stamp pack. I don't know. So basically, you have two sides. This one is clear, which I'm using. The other one is rubber. So basically, I just put my covers without the, of course, without the insert right here, and then I line it up with the stamp, and I just stamp it, and then I put the embossing powder and everything. I do everything in order to get the embossing corner. So this is the one that I'm using. So basically that is that, and of course you need different pages. You need book pages, vintage book pages, based on what you like, and you need fabrics. You need a some other vintage line paper, ledger paper, whatever paper you like. You can also tuck in scrapbook paper, pattern papers. So I just use whatever I have on handy and I just tuck them all in my journal. So yeah, that is it. I hope this video helped a little bit. I'm very excited to use this journal and I can't wait to share with you all. I just love the look of it. I love the color theme. I love every pages in this journal. So stay tuned for more junk journal with me. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching this video with me, and I'm just so happy to share with you all. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for helping me get involved in this community. This community is awesome. And thank you so much, Johanna, Nik the Booksmith, and Gayle, and all the amazing, awesome artists on this community, in this community. They really inspire me every single day. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you all in here watching this with me. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye bye.